Namaste. So I'd like to lead you through a very brief yoga flow. So first, start by taking off any jewelry, anything that might get in the way of your practice, anything that might distract you. Take off your sandals, whatever you got, and make your way to a standing position at the top of your yoga mat. I'm just your guide. You don't have to obey anything I ask you to do. Listen to your body at all times during the practice. Follow your breath. On your inhalations, follow the rise of the abdomen, and then follow the rise of the chest. On your exhale, follow the drop of the chest and the rise of the abdomen. And for a full exhalation, let the abdomen drop. That's one full breath. If you ever get distracted during your practice, bring yourself back to the breath. We're going to start in mountain pose with our palms facing to the top of our mat. We're going to begin with some sun salutations. So on your next inhale, bring both arms up above head, palms meeting. Maybe a slight back bend here. On your exhale, bend forward for a forward fold. On your inhale, reach behind you with the left foot, keeping the knee raised for a high lunge. On your exhale, bring the right foot back with the left for down dog. Pedal the legs out here. On your exhale, bring your torso forward for a plank position. On your exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin to the mat for chaturanga. On your inhale, lift your chest off the mat for up dog. Exhale to down dog. Pedal the feet out. On your inhale, lift forward with your left leg, keeping the right knee lifted. On your exhale, bring the right leg forward for a forward fold. Maybe grab for opposite elbows here and hang in ragdoll pose. Do whatever you'd like to here. And on your inhale, bring both palms to meet above head in prayer pose, and bring prayer pose down to your heart center for Anjali Mudra. That was one round of sun salutation. This time we're going to be reaching back with our right foot first. On your inhale, bring both hands above head. Maybe a slight back bend here. On your exhale, bring the torso forward for a forward fold. On your inhale, reach behind you with the right foot, right toes on the mat, right knee lifted. On your exhale, bring your left toes back to meet the right for down dog. Pedal the feet out here. On your exhale, bring the torso forward for plank. Exhale, bring the knees, chest, chin down to the mat for chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest off the mat. Exhale, bring yourself back to down dog. Inhale, bring the right foot forward. Left knee lifted, left toes on the back of the mat. Exhale, bring your left foot forward for a forward fold. Inhale, bring both arms up above head, palms meeting for prayer pose, and bring prayer pose down to heart center. That was one full round of the sun salutation on each side. We'll do one more round of that, and then we'll make our way down to more seated posture. On your inhale, lift both arms up above head, palms meeting. Exhale, torso forward. Inhale, bring in the left foot behind you, left toes on the mat for a high lunge. Exhale, bring the right leg behind you for down dog. Pedal the feet out. Inhale, bring yourself up to plank. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin to the mat for chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lifting the left legs off the mat, bring it to the top of your mat on your inhale. Right toes on the mat. Exhale, bring the right foot forward for forward fold. Maybe grab for opposite elbows here. Grab for your shins or your ankles. Let it all go. Hold this pose for a few breaths. And on your next inhale, bring both palms up to meet above head in prayer pose. And on your exhale, bring prayer pose down to heart center. It's very important to follow the movement with your breath. And that each so now go into mountain pose to set up for one last round of sun salutation. Make sure your posture is straight. On your next inhalation, bring both palms to meet above head. Exhale, bring yourself down into a forward fold. Inhale, bring the right foot behind you, right toes on the mat. Exhale, bring the left foot to meet with the right for down dog. Exhale, bring yourself forward to torso, to plank. Exhale, bring your knees, chest, chin down onto the mat for chaturanga. Inhale, lift yourself up into up dog. Exhale, bring yourself down into down dog. Inhale, bring your right foot forward on the mat, keeping the left toes at the back of the mat. Exhale, bring your left foot with the right foot for a forward fold. Again, placing the hands however you'd like to. Stay here for a few breaths. Maybe open your mouth and let out a big sigh. So let it all go. On your next inhalation, bring your torso up, palms meeting above head. On your exhale, bring the palms down to heart center for Anjali Mudra or prayer pose. You might bring a smile to the face here. You might think of something or someone in your life that you're grateful for. Why do you practice yoga? Who do you practice yoga for? Bring yourself back into mountain pose. And to make our way down into seated postures, I'd like you to bring your feet out mat width, so just a bit wider than shoulder distance. You're going to bring yourself into a yogi squat or malasana. If you need blocks behind you for support, you can have those. A bolster can even work. Keep your elbows at your knees and use your elbows and your knees. Use the pressure between your elbows and your knees to keep you in the posture. Your breath will keep you in the posture. Engage the abdomen as you breathe here. And very gently push the glutes forward as you engage the abdomen. So it's an active kind of turning. You're bringing the lower back forward. You're bringing the glutes forward as you're bringing your upper back and engaging the abdomen. It's a very subtle movement here. Make sure you're keeping the lower back straight. If at any time you need to exit, you can do so. Your breath will keep you in the pose. Combine your focus with your breath and the pressure between your elbows and the knees. If you have pain in the knees at any time, back off the posture. You should feel engagement in your calves, but no pain. Engagement in the calves and the lower back and the hamstrings. Hold for a few more breaths. You've got this. And on your next exhale, you can bring yourself to a seated position on the mat. Maybe bring both of your legs extended out in front of you. Massage both feet on the mat. And bring the palms of both of your feet together. Maybe wrap your arms around your palms for seated butterfly. If you want to open up your hips a bit, you might flutter your knees up and down close to the mat. You might want to use your elbows to force your knees farther away from one another. You might get up off your mat to position the camera closer to the mat so you can see. What little movements are you going to do to make you and everyone around you a bit more happy? It's all about the little subtle movements and the subtle things that we do. Moving the camera down a bit so that you can see my legs a bit better. Pairing your breath with your movement. Fluttering your knees so that your hips get opened a bit more. Right? What little movements can you do? Can you become more aware of the breath? And next, I'd like you to place your right foot on the mat in a cross-legged position. I'd like you to grab your left ankle, And I'd like you to bring your left ankle in a circular motion closer to the body, farther away from the body, very gently, just massaging that hip joint. Again, breathe with the movements that you're making with the body here. As you bring the ankle closer to your face, you might inhale. On your exhalation, you might bring the ankle farther from the face. Now I'd like you to move in the opposite direction, rotating the ankle. If you're a skateboarder, if you've got any hip injuries, this is really going to help you. Next, drop your ankle on your exhale. And on your inhale, grab the opposite ankle. Keeping the opposite ankle in a cross-legged position, seated on the mat. Bring the opposite ankle in a gentle circular motion towards the body and away from the body. Pairing the movement with the breath here. Maybe keeping the opposite ankle, opposite hand behind you as a kickstand. Keeping the back straight. And rotate in the opposite direction now. The slower you move, the more benefit you'll get out of the stretch. Sometimes our mind likes to speed things up. And when we speed our yoga practice up, we can encounter injury. So slow it down. Move at your own pace. What we think is slow might be fast for someone else. Right? So it's all going to be individual. What's right for you. When you're ready, on your exhale, you can drop your leg onto the mat and sit upright in a cross-legged position. And just become aware of the breath. And begin to notice. How do you feel now compared to when you first sat down on your mat, to when you first started watching this video? And if you enjoy my meditations and yoga, please subscribe for more. I will be uploading a lot more. Just follow the breath. Internalize yourself. The only thing that should be in your awareness are the four corners of your yoga mat and your body, your mind, and your breath. I'd like you to do a bit of pranayama and really solidify this Durga pranayama, or this full yogic breath, by placing your right hand on your stomach and your left hand on your heart or your chest. And your hands are going to help you feel into the movement. Every time you inhale, your stomach or your abdomen rises. You take that rising from the abdomen up into the chest. On your exhale, the chest falls and the abdomen rises as the air goes into the stomach. And finally, you compress the abdomen fully. Inhale again, abdomen rises, chest rises as the breath expands. Exhale, chest falls, abdomen rises, and for a full exhalation, the abdomen falls. Inhale again, abdomen rises, chest rises. Exhale, chest falls, abdomen rises, and finally the abdomen falls for a full exhalation. Keep repeating this, being aware of the sensations it creates in your hands. Follow your breath. Abdomen rises on the inhale, chest rises. On the exhale, the chest falls, abdomen rises, and finally the abdomen falls. This is a breath that you can perform at any time during your day if you're stressed, anxious, or worried, or ungrounded even. Bring yourself back to your breath. Bring yourself back to an internalized state so that you don't feel so ungrounded. And there will be a 5-minute savasana to end this very brief 30-minute practice. Take a few more breaths just to notice the sensations. Notice the feeling. Am I doing this breath properly? You'll know if you're doing Durga Pranayama properly if you feel into the sensations that it's making your body feel. And if you exaggerate the rise and the fall of your abdomen and of your chest, you're giving your muscles a slight massage as well. Follow that Durga Pranayama for one more breath. And on your exhale, drop your hands. And we're just going to do some seated cat-cow here. So on your inhale, look up to the ceiling, arching the back. On your exhale, look down to your mat or to your belly button and curve the back. Move at your own pace of breath. Inhale, look up to the sky. So the ceiling. Exhale, look to your belly button or the mat. And try not to force your breath or force any of the movement. Just let it happen. And stay focused on the breath. Become aware of the spine, of the energy or the cerebrospinal fluid flowing up the spine from the brain to the pelvis. And after your next exhale, you can bring yourself back to a stationary seated position. Maybe closing the eyes here. Bring a smile to the face, noticing, becoming aware of how the practice is affecting the body and the mind. How is energy? How is blood flowing throughout the body right now? You might notice a bit more heat in the body. You might feel energized, or you may feel more relaxed. Just note what is here for you individually. And I'd like you to cross your right leg under the body, bringing the right heel close to the left butt cheek. And the left leg is going to go over the right knee for half fish pose. Inhale, lifting your right arm above head and bringing your right arm over the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. Breathe deeply here and intentionally in this twist. Part of your lungs are going to be restricted, so you're going to want to breathe into and focus on the side of your lungs which are open. So in this case, it's going to be the left lung. If you'd like to open up your mouth and let out a sigh on your next exhale, you can do so. Next exhale, bring yourself back to face the front of your mat. And this time, bring your left ankle towards your right glute. On your inhale, lift your left arm above head, wrapping your left arm around your right knee, looking behind your right shoulder. Keep following the breath, this time focusing on the right shoulder and the right side of the lung. Same way, we don't focus on negativity, we don't focus on closed parts of the body. Because where attention goes, energy flows, and what we don't want is going to grow if we focus on it. Focus on what you want. Your next exhale, bring your torso back to face the front of your mat. And I'd like you to bring the palms of both feet to meet for another brief seated butterfly pose before our Savasana. I'm just going to sit in a seated position. I'm going to meditate so I can check the time and close the video when it's done. You can stay in a lying down position. You can also meditate if you want to. It's fine. But use this silence and this concentration, this meditation, to integrate the benefits you've created from your practice. Sometimes if you've been meditating for a long time, or if you have a lot of trauma to let go of, the body will start to twitch. So if this pops up for you, don't be alarmed by it. Don't be alarmed by it happening to me either. Just let go. If something's happening inside of your body that's making you twitch, I assure you, you don't want to hold on to it. So just let it go. Okay, if you're in Savasana, you can start to open your eyes, move your fingers, start to move your toes. Start to wake the body up, and make sure you wake up and get up very slowly. And I would love to hear any feedback anybody has about this short yoga class. As I said before, I'll be uploading much more content like this, a lot more yoga classes. So any feedback is welcome, anything you'd like to see me do on this profile, or if you would like further yoga classes or teaching, I also offer that. I am an online yoga teacher. So I hope that you find ways to remove all of your suffering. Namaste.